This is where we finished our walk yesterday at Happy Valley. Now, we looked at the map this morning and you pointed out to me that technically Caloundra is a lot smaller area than what we think of. So most people on the Sunshine Coast that don't live here would think that Caloundra stretches from Golden Beach all the way up around the corner, but technically Caloundra is just a small section inside there.
And you said?
I can't remember.
Surprisingly, I was actually correct.
Yeah, she was correct.
He didn't say surprisingly,
No.
I added that myself.
Yeah. But so now what we're going to do is we're going to walk up to where I thought Caloundra was, which is Kings Beach. So we've just popped up into Happy Valley to have a look at the markets that are here. Apparently they're every Sunday. Now that's Kings Beach Bar. That's actually quite a nice little restaurant to go to. We've been there for a birthday party once. Currently down at Kings Beach. Jack's off buying some coffees. I'll just tell you a story about this place. This has a little bit of a special meaning to me, this beach. I remember coming here as a child when I was 10 years old. It was our first real family holiday that I could remember that wasn't just going to a little camping place or something like that. We actually got a hotel, and for me at that time it seemed like a really posh hotel, and it wasn't far from this beach, and we could walk down to this beach and come for a swim, and it was also where we walked and went to the movies. But I remember on the last day that we were here, it was so, the waves were so big they actually had to close the beach, and it's probably the first time that I remember a beach being closed, coming down and seeing the red flags that said don't swim. So I'll just show you around. All right, so these are all the little nippers. That's the name given to them. So they'll be our future lifesavers.
So started the morning there-ish. We're now here, going to go up around the headland and
Wherever we get to today,
we'll
but
see.
So we've made it to the pool. You can see it behind us. This was the first pool that ocean-filled pool that I swam in as a child. And we're just talking to one of the lifeguards, nice guy, super friendly. And he was telling us that he used to work here about 11 years ago, and the way it filled up then was it would pump water from the ocean into the pool and then it would drain out. But then they'd actually drain it every night or so.
Every week.
Or every week, sorry, not every night.
And it would fill up overnight.
Yeah, and then it'll fill up overnight, so, and they'd clean it. So he was saying it could be a little bit different now, but generally it gets pumped from the ocean into here, and it may just go straight into the ocean, from the ocean into the pool and then straight back out again. I dare say their system's got a little bit better than them. But he was a super friendly guy. He was telling us about his zinc product that he's making. And he's just a fascinating character. We'll try to put some information about his Instagram to follow him, but he's pushing a new zinc product for the Queensland sun, because it is quite brutal here. So here I am coming out of the water after a swim, but not really.
So as we mentioned before, we were this morning started at Happy Valley, which is down there in the distance. Came up past Kings Beach Our plan was to walk around the headland on these rocks. However, as you can see, it is high tide. We just don't feel like we'd be able to get far enough without having to backtrack.
So Jack mentioned earlier we may not be able to get around here, but we're going to give it a go. Otherwise, up there is a path you can follow, but we enjoyed a little bit of the rock scramble instead. So it looks like we will be able to make it around. Just a bit more of a rock scramble over there, and we should be right.
Why do seagulls stand with one foot in the air? If you know, please comment, because we've got no idea.
Seems like a bit nicer track than walking up on the main footpath. At least this way we still get to see the little rock pools and the waves in the ocean.
We're not entirely sure where we're going here. Well, we know at least the direction we're heading, but we're not sure whether we can still get through. But that's part of exploring, or what's the word, darling?
Stravagging.
Yes.
Close.
To wander aimlessly. Now, you may be able to see just past Michael, there's actually a few, I'll call them marine birds, because I'm not entirely sure of what their name is, but there is actually some resting on the rocks here as well with bright red beaks.
The problem here is the water's really clear in parts, so you actually think it's going to be a dry spot, but no, it's not.
Sorry, I was going to go that way, but I figured it was going to be wet. Sorry, slippery.
Feel like our Jack apologised when I was the one at fault there. I almost ran into her. Now it's getting a little bit more challenging to get around over here.
Oh yeah, video me, so I've got to go over.
See, while it looks dryish on the right there a little bit, like we could time it with the waves, it's actually very slippery, so we're trying to stay high to stay out of the slippery sections. All right, so we're just looking, there's a bit of a track to get back up there, but we think there's a few more like this, so we're just going to keep going. Yeah, we don't really have a destination, we're just exploring. So we're getting to a point where the rocks are getting a little bit less stable, and we're going to try to find a way back up to the main path now. So the first one we'll find, we'll go up that. So we're now up on the walkway and we're at Anzac Park now. In Australia, we have a lot of Anzac Parks, and that stands for Australian New Zealand Army Corps. And I think they formed in World War I, from memory. So, and this is another war memorial just to honour those people that have sacrificed for our country.
And you can see on the pathway the little plaques all the way along.
I just read a plaque back there that said that in Caloundra, up until 1943, the Americans ran a radar training school here on Caloundra, where they were trained just before they'd be shipped off to the Pacific Islands to maintain radars out there. So apparently this is a wishing tree that was planted in 1936, and the instructions were you were to circle the tree thrice in silence and then make your wish and it will come true. So she's got to start again because it says thrice in silence. Oh, that didn't record.
I can see that it did.
Couldn't trick her. Now, I won't ask for the wish because then it might not come true.
That came true many years ago, but it continues.
Now, we're coming down to Shelly Beach. Just remember that it's an unpatrolled beach, okay? So I've just stopped at a little coffee van at Shelly Beach to get some food, and I think I like the look of the pineapple coconut, so I'm going to get one of them.
At Hot Baristas. So down there is where we had planned to come around, but we ended up having to go up over the headland. So yeah, we're down now on Shelly Beach. It's high tide. All of that has turned into sort of a bit of a rock pool. So pretty awesome place to bring the family. Let's go down and show you the view from down there. Fascinating rock formations down here again. This one's looks like it's been split in two. A crack right through the middle. There's a few others over here that have like the honeycomby sort of texture, and this one with all its layers. Pretty amazing. Michael's all the way out there. I better hurry up and get my shoes off, but as we said in one of our previous videos, he's hoping I don't Westpac rescue chopper that actually patrols our coastline, the sky. Fascinating rock pools are. The little ecosystems that exist that must have to adapt to the changing tide, change to storms, all over. It's just amazing. Here's the thinking man. What are you contemplating?
Not sure. I was just thinking how it'd be lovely to go for a swim today, but unfortunately both Jack and I have decided to get sunspots cut out, and we've both got stitches in us which don't allow us to swim at the moment. So yeah. We're going to finish up here at Shelly Beach. I've really enjoyed our little walk, our little explores, our little rock scrambles, our journey over to Bribey Island, some of the people we've met along the way.
Zane.
his
Face
zinc
Jam.
face jam. So it's a zinc product that he wants to promote. Yeah, so we've got a few more videos in mind, especially Noosa National Park. We want to do that, go out to Hell's Gate. That's something we used to do quite regularly, like a couple of times a week when we lived up that way. So yeah, we've only got a few more weeks, like less than a month here in Australia before we move to Scotland. So keep watching our videos. Remember to like and subscribe so that you can actually see what videos that we're doing, and it will really help us promote our channel and to encourage us to keep going.
Alrighty, thank you for watching.
Cheers.